Okay, we'll continue this later. Welcome everyone to another PS3 Linux live stream here on our channel. More or less the last Linux kernel developer probably working on Sony PS3 OtherOS. Well, certainly the very last working on improving OtherOS++ Game OS support for running Linux with full game access stuff and all RSX and other storage partitions and so on. So let's get some chilled coffee. And so yeah, the issue is I got reports, right? We are still working on the next release, 6 months delayed release of our amazing Linux distribution. And test came back like, yeah, somehow it doesn't boot fully. And of course I didn't test this. That is what I'm currently outsourcing to the community for you playing along and learning something at home. So I guess something is probably wrong with the PS3 storage stuff. I could test this myself and probably should someday. It's standing there and one there, but yeah, and one at home. Somehow all these PS3s populate and make kids faster than you can watch them. Anyway, I'm not sure if I will test this today, but let's rebase that. Right, so I made the mistake. Mistakes were made. I improved the performance, and this work was not fully done. It was proof of concept, like kinder. Yeah, rewrote that some live stream ago, nearly 1.5 years ago. So the problem with that patch is it wasn't fully done. I only fully understood this multi-queue DMA or like P3 DMA stuff. After I've done this, so this was not entirely stable. I disabled this multi. I was like, yeah, if you want that I finish this, I have there some GoFundMe, which only 160 GoFundMe here. And of course not some other but me, and there, right, 169 euro were donated, but we certainly need more of that. Would love to finish that, but my time is limited. Also need to write a microkernel, so let's revert that. Unfortunately we still have it, of course, in the T2 history. But so yeah, I mean, yeah. First, it needs to work. It's by the way, did we? What is the chances? So what? So this is implementing tagged command queuing. Not really native, but tagged command queuing for submitting more than one request. It's like, why has Sony never implemented this? Everything we need to do ourselves here. And welcome everyone. Hey, cool, we have audio. Question asked already, want to contribute to the kernel and tried quite a few times, but it's just beyond the skills. How would you suggest learning enough to get started? Well, usually I recommend to work on what you like the most. Let me check if I recently brought the book. I don't know if I currently took it home. Yeah, I guess there's this ARM book I recently, this blue, so much to, maybe I should have been, I guess I left it home. Don't call the IRS of borrowing Office library books to read them at home. That blue Fox ARM assembly, probably that one here. Quite good. Of course, I know most things, but it's always, even I sometimes read. I mean, this is a pretty well researched book. Also, like, not only for me, also our stuff and friends and family and so on, right? It depends what you're interested in, right? Maybe, like, if you like all the basics, maybe some good old-fashioned book like Minix 3, although it's microkernel, but it's not a very good, sophisticated or whatever microkernel. So maybe some book like Minix 3. Otherwise, I recommend to learn what you are interested in. And then, like, if you're interested in ARM, do ARM RISC-Vs, and like get a sophisticated book, like, depending on what you want to work on. So what's this multiple request regions? Okay, we refactored that. Okay, actually the good thing is that doesn't change much of the multi-region stuff. So what I gonna, so like it's a maintenance live stream, right? It's not, I mean, yeah, it's probably, I mean, maybe this is kinda, sorter, what you need to or like working with patches or just see how other people work with stuff. But basically I need to sit here, like if I want that this stuff works, like here, that is open source developers' time spent of rebasing stuff, reverting stuff, testing stuff, and so on. So unfortunately there were quite some rebases since then. My dear region. So what this does, also this terminal is slightly broke. So what this, the whole patch is, because previously Sony P3 original OtherOS only has one storage region. And so if we run Linux in GameOS mode as OtherOS++ with all access rights, we can access all storage regions. That is, otherwise we would only, like with the original Sony patch, maybe we only see the first, which might then be the GameOS partition, whatever, probably it sees the first partition. Or like only using, it's probably using the first accessible partition, which is usually like another one and not the Linux one. So yeah, so we rebased it. So basically let's see how much rebasing this was to understand how much work it is to revert that. Okay, this is only light. Okay, yeah, light is relative. Ah, shit. I really hate so much that, okay, lots of this stuff, this is just lines. Here they changed the device at, why is this? What is this even changing? Device at, oh shit. Okay, it's not the biggest rework. What even effing changed here? Here's error. Why does it change device? It's partially unclear. A little hard. So what the problem is, of course, that the diffs are a little bit annoying to read. Usually I'm somewhat good at that, but maybe it's too hot today, or otherwise. What is this? Okay, this is my revert of noticing that my patch actually was not yet 100% ready and was causing data corruption. So that is my own. Only one region, patches upstream, currently area changes, what did change here? But there's only constants change and regressions. Alright, this was, I remember this. Alright, this was just reusing this RQ. Okay, it's a minor one. Do we even, probably don't even have to revert that. Which one was it? This one? 277. And what was with that one? Probably some other rename. I remember there was some put and, oh no, it's also multiple. Yeah, put block cleanup versus put disk, because nah, this is also silly. And this is, okay, this is just cleanup versus, this is so silly. Okay, so this one is trivial, whatever the other was. I guess we cannot just, so okay, we would need to revert. Let's see if it works. I don't have the highest hopes to just revert that, but let's see what happens. This reverted, and then this will for sure not. Let's try to revert it together with this. Yeah, shit. Okay, let's try to revert all. This is a clusterfuck, really. Let's try to revert all in order. And oops. What? Ah. just one file, not any other. So this was that, rebase, how many? So because this doesn't, this has conflicts. Yes, maybe Git is better at that, but nah, so that was merged. Then we need to partially restore them because we obviously need the AVI change merged. Which one did I do now? 217. Yeah. I should have more finished this, but basically the problem is you need to share, like, subscribe more, because otherwise my wife is already not happy that my salary, since working on open source, my salary decreased, and my wife is like, why do I waste so much time with this shit? Maybe she's right, maybe I should make a poll. So that was the revert. So basically, how do we do this? The problem is that subversion stored merge information. So of course we need those. Oops. The question is, how do we merge them? And yes, I should use Git, which probably wouldn't help the most. Okay, this is this dreaded disk at device thing. What did freaking changed here? Why is this change so big? Why is this from here? I don't even quite. But probably the fail cleanup thing changed. So this patch, except you know what, one day I should write basically a patch cleanup thing, because I don't even want to patch all this offsets here, but yeah, it's wasting so much brain capacity of parsing all of this. So it changes arrow device add SPD core to device. So basically, I know this I think they, you know what, I think they added a return value. Was this the stupid stuff that they added a return value? Minus, of course here is no return value, minus device add. Maybe the... And welcome everyone. Let's see what people comment here. And welcome everyone. Simon Server just discovered the channel. Happy to hear that. Hope you enjoy it. So what I wanted to do here now is browse the history, because usually this history then in the web view is... Oh wait, I think this was in storage, not in PS3. Here is PS3, but I think this was in... Was it in... Oops. Yeah, this is... There's a PS3 subdirectory, but of course the storage one is in block. Of course. 2000... error. Yeah, add error handling support for a disk. It's like, yeah. So yeah, this is why this diff changed. So this is introducing a new fail cleanup disk. Maybe the cleanup code I patched in here. I mean, like, when I did this, I was like, yeah, pro tip, like, do it once right and not like half, and then 2 years later it's like, yeah, 2 years ago we did a shit job. Because I didn't probably, or did I? Because we need cleanup, and because we have multiple regions, so basically, you know what, we can see if this merges by having a reverse diff. This probably should be the reverse. No, having the diff and patching this manually, not with subversion, and using dry run. And this stuff completely fails. Of course, it completely failed. Darn it. Okay, we need to rework this later. What was with the others? So this is, it's, yeah. Okay, let's quickly check the comments. We should do better community interaction here. Akash then says like work a lot on Wayland. Should I try looking at DRM implementations in Linux and try to continue there? Thought scary. So the 3D stuff is, I mean, in my opinion, the 3D stuff is one of the most complex, of course. But as I said, if that is the area that interests you most, of course, go for it, right? But otherwise, I found the 3D stuff to be most of the most complex, so not necessarily. Maybe not the easiest, and for other people not the most recommended stuff to start. Also, then if you start with 3D stuff, usually, excuse me, I probably should get sleep. Usually the user space stuff is way easier or more informed. Also, like the user space stuff usually is more stable, and you can't deadlock and crash your system as easily. L3P3, just looking for more interesting job to spend my time on, actually give me less money per hour. Mother also was angry like your wife, but you have to do what you have to do. Yeah, thanks for your encouraging words. Want to reduce developer time, increase hackerspace where students learn programming from me. That sounds amazing. First times are scary. So yeah. Okay. Let's continue here. So P3 multi. So we don't need that. So that is the big one. 216, right? 216 or like big and. So this might be smaller one. Let's see if that one applies. So one was just some rename. Also failed. Thank you very much. This partially succeeds. Wonderful. Yeah, we have to do this all again because yeah, the other one was the rename of block cleanup to put this. So the thing is that just because some lines of code changed in between makes the whole patch not apply, right? So yeah, and also it's only a few liner. Okay, so we reverted this. Okay, let's continue a second. I also need to quickly check what's going on here with the Firefox. One of our developers notified me that he gets a different checksum, and I get now two. That bears the question, is this... Okay, let's do this later. So, PowerPC 64, 32, parallel, all of it, keep on error and no size limit. And then PowerPC 64, 32 to Linux. And then let's do this manually because obviously, have you seen PS3 Linux YouTube channels doing some good work on PS3? Who is that? I don't know this YouTube channel. OtherOS. I've not heard about this, but alright, this patch also maybe doesn't apply anymore. Alright, this was it. But yeah, we run, I don't, this is the thing is I know already most things, and like I usually don't learn anything, but it, yeah. So basically I don't really have time left, right? I like if I watch some other YouTuber, I don't have time to do this stuff, so yeah. Let's see how large. Oh, it is possible that it fails entirely. I wonder if how large is this reject? This reject is a lot. Shit. Yeah, I know why live streams are like what each like. This is one of those cases where like each way you tackle this is a time-wasting mess. What a waste of time. I so hate this. Let's see if just manually how large was my patch. Maybe it's the easiest to change that. Like basically everything is not simple. The thing is, it took me so long. I mean, I basically know what most... Oh, man. Yeah, pro tip, never mix changes, right? I mean, I didn't really... The problem is that we are understaffed and under-resourced, right? I should have since then long polished this to work reliable. The problem with this multi-queue thing is this offset in this scatter gather helper. We basically need, I need to update this code here too, but everything is such a complex mess. I really hate to redo an hour or two this shit. How many changes are this even? Block multi-queue use, API simply, files agendisk. Okay, let's see which two changes. So we have one in 20. Okay, we should only have... Maybe in the future I should include what... It's like, yeah, even my own commit messages need to get even better. So we had 22? So all of those were 2022 apparently. Ah, wait, but I think I did this late. I think this was later. Okay, we have this rebase. $216, right? 216. Which one is that? That is gendisk to device at. Okay, it's probably only this one then. Yeah, let's see if the easiest is to revert this, apply this, and then merge it. question there is it automate using rebasing each change original source happens rewrite your patch. So it's not so the problem is you would need some AI, right? Like you just if the stuff doesn't apply anymore, you need to analyze like it's you also need to move this code around. And in the last time even I YOLO'd the error handling. Theoretically, to do this proper, you would need a real general artificial intelligence to rewrite, like, even if this is a super simple thing, even this super simple thing needs actually real error handling logic that even I the last time didn't properly do. So let's P1 and this one also doesn't. I mean, this is super simple, but yet we need to revert that. And then let's see if Google finds it. Oh no, this is not mine. I had even my own maybe best with yeah. P1 P2. Let's see what happens if we serve T2 P2 revert 2 and 1 revert 000 revert patch. Then this is applied first. And then the other, that probably could work. Let's see. What do the 00 revert? Why does this not apply? No, the revert doesn't apply. Why not? Task. Oh wait, this is I believe Wayland copy and paste failed me again. That builds longer. I should have built with verbose because now I don't see how far the build is. Let's hope it is far enough. Or it wasn't. Why do we not have a log file? Yeah. Yeah, it started to build. So what we need to do now is do this manually. Of course, this will not just apply, right? We can try, but so basically in that also, yeah, we need to first fix file to have a diff. Do we? I think ideally we should even actually we should ideally. Where's my other? I thought it's something important, but it isn't. We need more coffee and. Oops! Ouch! Basically merge. Oh, how can I damage myself so much? Yes, click. Ideally, we should merge this later. I wonder. Block PS3 disk and then patch. I mean, we. Yeah, that already doesn't apply. Because, so this is add disk, go to fail. So that is all the same, but return value. Oops. PS3 disk probe. So yeah, we have here multiple, so the problem is okay, how did I do this the last time? Okay, actually, I mean, I did some, because the problem is what do you tear down, right? I mean, this is, in my opinion, not the supermost idea. But basically, yeah, if for the rare case that fails, I guess we... Because that is what I meant with subpar error handling. But basically we tier all, I mean, I basically do it like the last time probably, which is like, yeah, tier, fail, basically tier all down, right? So we could theoretically rename that to probably didn't do that the last time. Where is the other? Was it clean up disk? Probably didn't do that the last time, but maybe it makes sense to have the same jump label as upstream. And then P2, of course it also fails completely. Yeah, because everything's changed just so slightly. It doesn't apply at all, although it's so simple. And that is also why, in my opinion, you can't really automate that. I mean, for the very most simple cases maybe, but if it's a little bit syntactual, stuff doesn't... I mean, if it's overlapping, right? As soon as it's overlapping, you more or less need some real general artificial intelligence. What was that? Oh, this was a simple... Yeah, I mean, because all of the zoning stuff changed, right? So put this... Yeah, this rename I find stupid. I said it last year already, but it is what it is. What was the new was some completely stupid name, but I put this. Which previously I understood the name and put disk. It's like, seriously. Only constant is change over regressions. So, I mean, because even the simple case, right, it changed from some linear code to some multiple region for loop. So, so basically, what we want is merge all this patch. I mean, we could, should we? Do we have like 11 or so? Maybe we have 11? No, we have 11. We will later merge it anyway, so I guess _2 should work. Oh, darn. Let's see if that builds. YouTuber just broke my nail on this. It's like probably trigger someone. I need to hoover the office anyway. It's overdue. It's not like I have time to hoover the office. It's all the code. At least not my fingernail, just pressing. Probably pressed it wrong. This Sennheiser lavalier microphone. Probably some ASMR stuff. Huh? Yeah. That's why I need a pocket knife. Swiss pocket knife, not a paid advertisement in the office. So, should we test the stuff ourselves? Probably we should, huh? Probably means I should take the piece. You probably want me to. Where is even the next best USB stick? I have so much shit on the table, but which is oh, this failed. Oh shit. Implicit block multi-queue stopped. What? That is unexpected. Here's all this. What I probably should do is, or should I? Should I merge these patches already? I wonder where this is coming from now. QDisk, wait. Did we... This we did. This we did. This we did not touch, or did we? For each segment, scatter gather. If gather, mem copy from bvec. Yeah, that looks to be in there. Init sq. Where is that coming from? A little bit puzzled what we... Yeah, this is so error prone. It is boring work, I would say. Queue stopped, but here is no definition. Request, this has RQ disks that I had seen. Where is this? Did we forget one? Here is minor, so P3, November, RQ disk. Where have I seen this before? RQ disk, minor. Maybe parts of this patch are missing? So we remove Q, gendisk Q, priv Q, private Q, private Q we don't have here, gendisk, gendisk Q, I believe that is in there. What am I looking at wrong here? Nah, maybe I should not have chosen such a odd day to... where's even my... okay, probably. RQ 109 minor request submit request. This is much older. Shit. What a mess we created here. Man, not a fan of this. We probably could diff what we so far have here. Q. Okay, this should be Q disk apparently. When was this? So probably I earlier must have did I revert the wrong commit somehow? Where is this now coming from? Okay, so that should be Q. R. Wait. Should be Q disk. How could this? And what was it also? Stop, right? Or is... I remember having done that. I just don't remember in which context. So let's see what we got there. Can our browser play music? Yes, of course our browser can play music. What do you mean? Queue stopped. Okay, what did we had previously changed there? Oops. Did you mean block queue stopped? I'm not really sure what I reverted here now. 278. All right, I remember that. This was so I probably reworked multiple things in. I should probably not have. Yeah, even with your hobby stuff, even there, or especially the promise that I handled this hobby stuff, this P3 hobby stuff, like hobby stuff, and I should have handled it more professionally. What did we even revert there? Because somehow. MQ stopped. MQ stopped. So that is not ideal. Don't tell me, oh, you know what? Don't tell me the P3 driver is entirely broken. Maybe it's broken upstream and nobody noticed. Please don't tell me that's true. No, it's not in here though. When was this removed since summer? I must have reverted some. Oh man, I knew it will be time-consuming math. Where did we touch that? Maybe even longer. Did I revert something wrong here? What a mess. Okay, we have another. Ah, this was never upstream, so only. Maybe the problem is not that because it anyway surprised me, so. Okay, so this changes actually everything. Shit, I should have... Yeah, but sometimes you also don't always think about things like that. My fingernail is still damaged from this. Like what I do for you, I even damage my fingernails here live for your YouTube. So the reason the upstream code didn't have this is because it only had one region, and so the new code from whoever back in the day had to iterate those submit queues while we're using Git Subversion. It's not only legacy code. I mean, I find Subversion much more easy to work with, right? I said it before, like I'm a magnitude more efficient with Subversion, so as long as I don't know. So yeah, like removed unused functions at PS3. So yeah, thank you very much. I wonder if we can just restore that. Shit. Maybe we just restore it for PS3 if they didn't change so much code. Check whether one or more contexts have stopped request queue. So maybe that is the issue. Maybe it built with a warning or something of that sort. It's like how do we test this best? Or actually, maybe we, and then the kernel oopsed or something. Because I thought I left it in a state that was working. For PC, let's see the little onion, because this we rebuilt. Let's see this. PS3 disk. PS3 disk. Oh, PS. What is the freaking kernel name for this? PS3 disk. Why is it not in the log? Is this not built for Little Indian? Maybe this is wired to some config option. Shit. I don't have a log. The problem is if I revert this. Okay, maybe we can. Because I don't want to lose this temporary work now, even if we end up doing this differently. Cat the latest version into this. Because if I revert this, I lose the subversion merge info. Let's rebuild this again with which probably the Welcome, Anthony. Why does this fail now? Ah, the revert. Welcome, Anthony. Happy to see you. Yes, P3. Yeah, this is. We take our hobby too seriously and fixing. Actually, fixing. Trying to fix what people report not working. Should we? Let's build this. Let this build for a second. Let's maybe check. So they previously, okay, they had just stopped Q stopped. So they had that here. LAST test whether not traditional request queue has been stopped. SanDisk and Troubleshooting. Oops. Okay, they use that here. Start queue. Stop. Nah. What's going on here? Yeah. Amazing upstream kernel changes. So yeah, let's see if we can just import that as reverting that. What do we even do here? While and copy and paste constantly fails here. Every second time to be precise. What regression, so that people report their P3 not booting, and yeah, we probably, so let's I will probably just restore this function and hope it works. Enter, so what was even enter diff P3 reverted one, basically restoring it. I guess we only do this for the P3. Do we do this as, okay, maybe we do this 009 for PS3 store. What was the MQ stopped? How long patch name do we want? interesting that this doesn't warn about. Why does it not warn? I thought we had this queue stopped in there. Why is this if there's 0? Okay, how was it? The original code, okay, so we had this. The original code was somehow strange and not very high performance. I mean, not only the original Sony probably contributed 15 years ago code, it only submitted one tag, like it only submitted one command, and so it always implicitly had tag 0. They also never checked the tag. How was it that, how could it even happen previously in the original Sony code? So the thing is, I believe this interrupt might be shared for all block stuff, so hard drive or SSD, like primary primary SATA, but also all the other stuff, I believe. Or at least also the Blu-ray drive, right? So the original code, restart other potential stopped queues. Alright, so that is what the original code did. The original code, like if our queue is stopped and doesn't have a request, it started other hardware queues. Block stopped hardware queues. Alright, because previously this previous code, yeah, this was such garbage code also. Okay, but then the regression cannot be this thing here. Good that we checked that. Okay, we tested this for nothing, so that was okay after all. Good that we didn't wipe that and that we have the other stuff. So move 0, 0. Disabled. Uh, 10. Yes, and do we have any other? Alright, so ideally we obviously should merge all of those later, except the, oops. Compose what? Graph. Do we have all no? Yeah, so the original code really sucked for that reason. It only submitted one command for all storage devices, and then if it got an interrupt, it even had to restart. Like, yeah, so the problem was, yeah, I should. If just more people shared, liked, subscribed, and Patreon and OnlyFans and GoFundMe and stuff. Still fixing Dead PS3. Repasting, no longer boots. Black screen, think all good, erase, correct. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Okay, so the patches applied, so maybe yes, I probably should. You know what? I need hydration and stuff. Just realized having this P3 standing next to the office router. It's a little bit warm. I wonder if that is ideal to get so much warm air from the router that maybe not the best thing to store precious DECR 1400 like that. Why does this fail again? Yeah, the never ever. But so yeah, okay, it is. By the way, what did the right, the original code? Right, the original code didn't have this because it didn't have multi regions. What is now struct is November? Is this what is? I slightly wonder where we missed this one as well. What? The Q disk. Yeah, that is also silly. I slightly wonder. I have too much random shit. I need to sort my shit. I need to sort my shit. Where would I have put my? The thing is, I don't even use small USB drives that often anymore. Where did I put it the last time? I don't even have a spare USB thumb drive on my desk. All the shit I have here. I have a quartz oscillator on my desk, but not a freaking... Need to hunt a USB drive. Where did I even P3 disk? Can hand edit it already. RQ. It gets this from this original code doesn't have that. That is why. What was it? Q disk, right? Oh, so many changes. Okay, this might just be VM Linux. Master degree, that sounds amazing stuff. Everybody never find what I need. Yeah, I mean, don't ask me. Sometimes I have so many special. From some cables, I have like literally only one. Sometimes I need. I mean, although we try to keep stuff somewhat sorted, but we have some USB cable box and network. Like sometimes you need some special snowflake cable, of which we have only freaking one. Of all the special connector stuff, like sometimes I search a bloody cable for 10 minutes. Once I looked into the basement even, until like later found it in some other USB cable box. It is what it is. Yeah, that is why I really hate custom cables, like custom proprietary. I mean, sometimes it's just like, or gender changer or some stuff. Yeah. I have a freaking 80 to P3 adapter on my disk. I wonder from... Yeah. I probably should sort that away. Where could I put this USB? Yeah, I probably. Okay. That concludes that. How do we merge that patch? Remerging. So yeah, that may or may not restore that driver in a working condition. And that is also why I'm not a fan of this only constant exchange of Linux kernel APIs, right? It's making this sure, yes, it's out of 3, exactly, they want to show NVIDIA and stuff the finger, right? And like innovation of like cleaning stuff up, but it's like due wasting every open source developer's time and nerves, hundreds time of rediffing, rebasing. I think it wastes like this minor one AP rename even sucks of this block delete whatever of put disk. And like removing this helper functions, like come on, it's not like changing. People always like kernel size and like changing this 100 bytes of isq stop stuff and AP renames. Like no, this is not accelerated API innovation. This is just wasting everyone's time. I need to. We probably could rename that to 00. Because I somehow, how do we do that? PS3 disk, how many patches? Okay, that is the only file, and PS3 flash. What is PS3 flash touching there? Oh, that's not even this. Okay, this is a false positive. Okay, given that, okay, what state do we have here now? Reverted block. So this we commit as that, and as all other. But we have the original file of. Would patching overwrite this original file? What a mess. I mean, there for sure is something. Is there not patch tools merge patches? If there's something like this, probably there is something in some patch. Okay, let's continue. Did one build? No, it did not build fully through, right? Okay, let's build this once fully through. So need Apple are king of proprietary cable and hardware adapters, yeah, due to constant ABA changes in this kernel. These things, the BSD kernel would be better target like Debian unofficial has Debian K3 BSD. So the thing for me is the BSDs have way fewer drivers and usually lesser performance. And so for me, like if I couldn't even migrate to BSD because for sure like some HDMI capture dongle wouldn't work or this or that. So, but yeah, so this is why I never, and the BSDs, I also don't like the BSD code style and it's like except maybe Dragonfly BSD, but yeah, this is probably comparing apples and oranges quite a lot. I would like, I mean, also like if I change, like maybe I have like for 15 years on the homepage even, I have supporting BSD kernel, like maybe one day we do that, like in like similar to Debian, like having T2 L4 Linux or T2 BSD kernel and whatnot, but I have it on the to-do. It's a low-hanging fruit, like everyone could do it. Like if you're interested in that, playing along at home, patch is welcome. It should be relatively easy, famous last words, to package some BSD userland and use a T2 infrastructure and toolchain to build all the stuff. We have started support, like we have for a decade support to build Windows executables that I sometimes use. Often it's a little bit rotten because I probably should put it on the quarterly unit test build list. It's very few code, and it's like you could build Windows executables with T2, which I sometimes use. We have building on macOS somewhat limited homebrew support, which probably for more fame and more users should have, like a year later, polished more. But the start is there, so it's not like T2 is already since a decade, like the original Windows executables, and now macOS homebrew, not Linux focused anymore. The basic infrastructure is there, and yeah. But for me personally, because I have like zero benefits, like you could argue, but not a ABI breakage. Okay, I would have one benefit, but I would have dozens of drawbacks of missing drivers and lower performance and whatnot. And one drawback is, of course, like I am 25 years Linux veteran. I would lose all my trained muscle memory and like LVM and IP tables and all this stuff. So yeah, but so because I would have 90% drawbacks and negatives of using the BSD kernel, I would rather than fulfill my lifetime dream of writing more microkernel stuff, like also my own, because then I would not want something in C anyway. So like rather writing some completely crazy new stuff without any C baggage, and I would rather do that. But yeah. Anthony Grace understands. Tried most BSDs. Dragonfly is the most sane for them as well. Yeah, interesting. And Dragonfly is the one and only who does try a little bit of hybrid microkernel, more separation approach, at least a little bit. Anyway, let's shortly pause the live stream. I will be back probably in a bit. Let me search a USB drive. So, dev SDA, maybe? Let's see if that hopefully... Was it that one? Or was it not that one? Maybe you know what, maybe I reformatted it. Darn, now that I see this, maybe I once had to erase it, maybe? That is very, very clever. Okay, we also need to rebuild the ISO. So, build target, and questions here. What do you think about Rust on kernels? The stuff in the Linux kernel is a huge mess. I would actually not combine that. Also for infrastructure reasons, you need to have lots of libraries, standard alloc and whatnot for the kernel. What I've seen, I'm not the most impressed, and I mean in general, I plowed every language saner than C. Just that somehow I don't get. I understand very many improvements of Rust, but somehow language details and the infrastructure are annoying. This is, yeah, it is what it is. So let me think about it. What do we need? So we need the boot and kconfig stuff. Kconfig. Loop is mnt boot. Power PC, yeah, it's the right one, not that. Where's the kconfig? Or did we? Don't tell me we don't. No, it boots for others. So etc. Yeah, this is why I overlooked this. Yeah, thank you much. So etc copy etc to media and maybe in the future I should use should use not boot for all architectures, but where possible have some architecture name that I can, because the other files are x86, it's a little bit nano. Media is only 700. Oh wait, this is only a gigabyte? Okay, we don't need installer files for now. But the second stage stuff would be nice. Where am I even? Here. I need an HDMI cable, right? Let's hope I have an HDMI cable on the... So... let's pull the thread ripping horizon a little bit closer. Okay, HDMI, good news, HDMI. We have. Let's hope so. Yeah, so I need to store the DECR 1400 somewhere else. This is not ideal. Being warmed the whole year, I believe. I don't want this to deteriorate. Yesterday this power cable was on an IBM Power server. And today we have it in the PS3. So I don't have capture set up, but hello, what is this? Still makes a beep. So far, so good. No HDMI yet. Light is green. Oh, no, we have a picture. Okay, install. We have 2 installs. Alright, probably init rd and mini rd. System is going down. Fingers crossed. I really don't appreciate debugging other build hiccups today. DVID no signal, that's probably not ideal. I hate when this stuff doesn't just boot. Shit. Okay, that doesn't just boot. That is a real pity. Okay, we made it worse. Congratulations. Yeah, so much to what's not tested is broken. That is that. So I guess for a test, I should have started with the original patches here. How was that even? Yeah, what a waste of time. So that is the state. Ironically, so the state I left it in was at least booting. So let's rebuild that again. Let's plug in the USB drive. Yeah. Now the P3 is so fat I don't see half of my display behind it. I need some hydration. Back in a second. Yeah, I wish I had better debugging abilities. The last time I booted, so probably the kernel oopsed, probably the most likely the PS3 disk driver there, but let's see what happens. I mean, other people said it booted on other regular fat or early slim PS3, so yeah. But so the problem is, yeah, one step forward, two steps back. That is really sad. Maybe I should, maybe and should simply. I wanted to do it long, but hey, you only donated $169 or euro or something, whatever it was. I mean, I knew it behaved strange on the DECR 1000, which even fewer people have, but I thought it's maybe some firmware, Sony firmware hypervisor corruption, unsupported, or like incorrectly patched security vulnerabilities, because obviously I'm nearly the only one who puts Linux on the DECR 1000. Maybe when at that time a year ago, maybe I should, like, yeah, afterward you're always more intelligent, skilled, knowledgeable. Yeah, shall I subscribe if only could get more support. You all do already a lot, just shall I subscribe. Come on, can you build faster? By the way, did I want to add something to the to-do? There was a recurring pro tip, always add everything immediately to the to-do. What was it? I think there was some small thing. By the way, do we have any Ryzen hiccup? No, we don't. So I undervolted it less now, because previously I also previously thought like maybe the Ryzen 7000 AM5 platform has some wake from whatever it is. I always this S1, S2 wake from memory, resume from memory, because 2 times or 3 times after that I got L3 cache parity correction, correctable machine check exception. And I also thought like, yeah, maybe this platform suspend resume stuff is broken, but now I undervolted that. But then I got it once also just idling, and so since then I undervolted it less. Previously I had undervolted it a whole 100 millivolt or so, which maybe was a little bit much. So yeah, now a little bit less undervolting. Let's hope that fix that. Ah, there's also this build. Target, that, and also, That sounds amazing. You mean P3 or just T2? Do you use T2 for some regular modern systems, or? create ISO. By the way, did I hope I created the... I created it probably here. I still have this mounted. Oops. So cpmnt boot. So this is a full ISO, so 6. Yeah. V would have been nice. So that is from... Wait, what? Is it already 2045? Okay, it is already 2045. 6 explains a thing or two. So unfortunately this is only double testing that this is at least booting anything. Also, yeah, I know you don't see this. I need to further work on... I hope I loaded the... I should have loaded the right init RD. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Hey, we have output. Okay, so why does this page break? I mean, it hangs a long time. Yeah, so this boots, but so what the easiest thing to yeah, this is such time wasting trial and error now. I guess we don't want my multi because of this hangs too long, and yeah, timeout kill it. PS3 DD. So there is some interrupt not working or some other asynchronous scheduling stuff. Because obviously the Linux kernel people constantly change it and probably my patch is not 100% perfect. So I probably want to stay on the safer side now. And so the way to debug that now probably is not to include this PS3 disk driver in there, in the init.rd. Modifying mk init.rd. PS3, we have this specifically in here for reasons. And then rebuild that. Yes, it's a little bit time consuming, but it is what it is. Oops, wrong. Rebuild this once more. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's maybe capture this on stream because why not? And here you ask, could it be USB reset bug? It should be. I mean, it could be anything, but as it occurs, or the Linux like this, the state we have in right now, and people confirmed, I can actually, so for you to see that, I hope this probably Power PC. So this hangs here as reported. I'm not live streaming, so I get exactly the same here like that, and timeouts. And as when we build this with a modified PS3 disk driver, it hangs its... Also, this is not USB, right? This is a serial ATA. So that it's in some way shaped. Maybe, probably my revert might be... Like, so why is this Why this hangs like this, I have no idea. Maybe the Linux kernel people changed some scheduling, so it must be in this block multi-queue stuff somehow, whatever shape or form. It could be anything there. That the reverted stuff doesn't work is most likely my reverts are partial. Maybe we missed something. Maybe there is something as simple as some unresolved symbol. It could oop for oops, but probably not, right? But maybe I merged here something wrong. Let's see, what do we have here? So this is all this revert stuff of next. Right, so restoring this next queue thing. Right, because it has multiple queues. So this is other queues here. So removing all our precious multi-queue work. See anything else we find here? This is my hacky stuff. I mean, here's some spacing. Like we could like what was it? Or like, okay, let's find every line starting with plus and then star. Here's one. Apparently touched white space a tiny little bit. Okay, here's one more. Region index size, block size. I'm not sure if I previously had changed all of them. Could also be that I changed more like a previously changed as well. Not sure. This listener. So yeah, this next queue stuff was commented out in my work because I believed I didn't need it anymore. Because so this was only because it was scheduling on all the other. Alright, because so we only have one interrupt. Because yeah, so this original code was really, so this multi-region code was really shit. Because the problem is I mean, ironically, we don't even access, I mean, sure, it normally doesn't happen, but yeah, it had to schedule, it had to start the queues when the interrupt wasn't for that queue that was running. Oh man. So this will not work. We need to do two things now. By the way, where is the USB stick? Why is this so tight in the... let's check that indeed this build without any warnings. Too overworked, probably PS3 does. It builds without warning. Yeah, this is good. What you get from C, builds without warning and then doesn't work. Of course, with Rust you have probably 90% larger chance of when stuff doesn't. So let's see. Yeah, it's not in the init ID. So we need to do two things now. So because it's not in the init ID, it shouldn't oops. Yeah, there is Discord, yes, I can link to that. So this is for wait, what did I? Never communities, what have I done now? Why does this not... Why is this close communities? This was not like this before. What? Unlock permanent invite links? What? This is crazy. This was previously not like this. So I probably need to look up my other link that previously generated without this. Yeah. So we need to copy this boot stuff. Yeah. And because we don't have the PS3 storage driver, we need to copy the two to load it manually and see what oops is, because I hope there's a chance we capture this oops then. Or whatever is failing there. Build core PC 64 modules block PS3. What? Ah, driver's block. So PS3 is, yeah, it finally came up. That could of course lie. So yeah, people can't install it then, because probably all stuff times out. Let's try it again. Let's see what happens. I slightly wonder why this plastic SIM drive goes so hard into the PS3. So let's probably Control Alt S delete. Okay, so far. Does that reboot the PS3 or not? So far not yet. Hydration, 30 degrees in the office, I'll just say. Even the forest around Berlin are burning. That is what a time to be alive. So, let's see if my theory is correct that this without the P3 disk driver, that does not, oops. Yes, and so, yes, I know you don't see this. All right, no, we don't. I'm so stupid. Oh no, we have this USB. Why did I say I'm stupid? I thought for a moment I can't access without the P3 disk driver. I can't access it. Yeah, I know you don't see this. I probably, what I have on my to-do, because, so this year, so because the first 4 years live on YouTube only at the beginning, I said this before, so now we have T2, our amazing Linux distribution, in such an amazing state, except P3 disk driver, and that we can focus, hopefully soon, also should like subscribe, on more interesting things, right, like a microkernel, but also, like, now I do stuff that I need for myself, my company, our business, embedded servers, enterprise, increasingly successful Linux. And so one thing is secure shell. Yes, other distributions have this at times and stuff, and even Petit Boot, but also then to the T2 generic initRD and infrastructure, secure shell to the initRD, so that I don't need an HDMI capture for the P3 other systems, but you can boot T2 for installation and then like on a data center and then secure shell already into the installation, or otherwise initRD. Yes, I know there is like Debian or other like hacks, but the thing is, it's not super integrated. You need a Debian, you need probably initRD, post install hook, whatever, add-on extensions. So, but yeah, so just to tease some things that are coming, because then I wouldn't need. The problem is if I capture this now, then I need more cables. It is what it is. You can believe me that, I mean, I could make a photo or stuff. Yeah, I'm already overdoing my time. I can't spend now 20 minutes to fiddle around with more capture and HDMI cables and whatnot. But I understand, yes, it's the next step for this channel to have always more proper video capture. So mount, this is SD A1 to media, and then insmod PS3 disk. Oh shit, this fails instantly. Fuck. This doesn't even give me fucking oops. Oh, come on. How can a Linux kernel be so shit, right? And this is why I want my microkernel. I mean, this I find really, yes, it's out of tree, other third-party YOLO stuff. But seriously, if I would be as famous and rich as Linus Sebastian Torvalds, I would write a kernel so that like one module cannot freaking kill the whole fucking machine. I really hoped, I mean, previously I usually had, it's like, yeah, so now this is like worst case debugging. You can try to set up kernel debugger and other stuff. It's like do what the heck? I mean, how can this? It's like you insmod and you have nothing. Thank you very much. No, I'm disappointed of this. This is so sad. So how to tackle that? Theoretically, I'm getting a little bit tired of this stuff, to be honest. What we could do is we basically don't need to access all the regions for normal P3 work. To get away with all this non-applying patch complexity, and maybe to ever get it upstream if we ever wanted. Also, I would be more thrilled to write a microkernel running on the P3 than spending more of my precious lifetime with this single address based monolithic Linux kernel nonsense. Multi-regions here. What we could do is change, like, we don't need all the regions. We could simply change the driver, probably. It could also simply IRQ deadlock here, right? So we need to reinstate, how do we do this, mk initRD? We need to reinstate copying. Where did I do this? It doesn't matter where I did this. Like, you know what, do I have this in backup? Probably not, huh? Copy, move this revert to backup, move this 009 Q Q stopped, back up. Move this regions 2 to back up, and copy this here, back up. And so basically we only, like for normal use, like if you're not hacking stuff and whatnot, we only need the OtherOS++ area, so I guess we could change this to iterate backwards. And so here's a region. What does it do? Static probe. Region flag. So what state do we even have here? We have this reverted to, I believe this should be removing our DMA stuff. Maybe that is a, what is this region flags doing, by the way? Region ID, oh, I need ID. Yeah, this is really worst case. Now that this fails. I mean, why would this, okay, we can't completely get away with it, I guess. Do we need to pass the region flags? But probably we don't need to pass those flags to the submit code, do we? Yeah. This makes me so that this is broken again. Actually, you know what we need? Does this have this stopped queue? Or is... No, stop hardware queue. Ah, stopped. Okay, only the... Oh no, but this is also in the PS3 flash driver. What state did I build now? I built the non... But in the flash driver, or maybe I disabled the flash driver already for reasons. Is the flash driver already... nor flash? API changes, maybe I disabled it already because I was. I wonder if we can build this with... If this is this block ID thing. Yeah. Long story short, everything is complicating and not ideal. Complicated. What was this one here? This was our revert of our implementation of these changes. Yeah, whatever we do sucks. This is Anthony cannot tell how many times one of the purpose-built SBCs fail and have to go find cables, monitors to connect. Microkernel that runs on the one of the SPEs. No, on the PowerPC core. I mean, as a general purpose, full-blown OS instead of Linux. Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing full hypervisor replacement for that. The ship of the PS3 has sailed so much. I need to focus a little bit more. I obviously do already too much of this hobby thing here. I wonder if the sanest thing is to get away with a lot of this. What was the 00 revert? This was just for our patches to apply, right? Maybe the sanest thing is to change the multi-region code to register only, like iterate from the end and only register the first working and call it a day. Did I switch off the PS3 by the way? Oh, it was off. Genius. Turned it on. Yeah. So reverted that. Which state is that even now? After messing around with that somehow. Evening. You know what, fuck the merge state here. First I want something working again. Yeah, it's the only Linux distribution with that. So diff, or can we merge? How was it merged? Revision. It would be diff head to this revision. Also best with R for 0010. Why does this fail? What? This should not fail. This should be. I don't understand. How does this? I mean, okay, we can. This revision. What? Why does this? I don't understand. This should diff this patch to this revision. What? Did I do something stupid? Patch dry run doesn't look the most stupid. I'm sure what I did there. So did I try this combination already? Revert. I mean, theoretical. Will probably not build. Will probably not apply. So my goal is to keep it as close, like not to have all my fancy modifications in there. And maybe the question is also what failed with this flash patch that I the last time disabled. No, wait, why does this interestingly this builds? No. Didn't expect that to apply, honestly. So the question is, should we, but here is this, I mean, maybe this queue iteration doesn't work anymore. So this is close to the original before I started to modify it. The question is, will this still work? Plus, of course, 2v. Oh, this is a failed. Log multi-queue stopped. I thought I had that in there. What did I build here? Oh. Or I moved it. Maybe I moved it. Doesn't matter. Architecture. What have I messed up now? Maybe I should. If too much stuff goes wrong. I know. I know. Yes, I indeed forgot to. What's this? Let me think. Can we for testing maybe better not? Yeah. You know what? Let's better test this. Because I see it already and we waste only time. That's a what if I don't have Unicode nonsense? Thank you very much. I have the feeling this flash that I just re-enabled might fail. I quickly wanted, so long as this live stream already wouldn't surprise me. It's already 2 hours, so I'll quickly do something. Just declaration of, oops. Also the P3 hackers had, by the way, why does it say region flags? had better early boot infrastructure, so it sucks, of course, a lot when you don't even see what, like, get no single feedback whatsoever. It's of course worst case guru meditation without any feedback whatsoever what's happening. So is this a patch that is maybe disabled? So we had that build problem. Let's try one more thing and then I really call it a day here. Oops, I'm so wrong. Oops, what is here? Why does this fail now? Which file even failed? Failed P3H. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, we can. Yeah, this is by the way also super annoying when everything depends on everything. Each time you touch something, something doesn't apply anymore. So this was PS3H, right? It's actually not in this file. Maybe this flash thing. Yeah. And we need parts of this so that the other patches apply. Let's hope this is enough. Fingers crossed. System bus. Famous lost words, huh? We also need this one here. Let's hope the K config. Oh shit, you know what? All the other stuff probably also. Okay, maybe we just reinstate it and don't build it. It's probably the easiest. Because I don't want to rebase all this stuff just for test. Flash ng, flash nor. Okay, but this surely should build. So what is the goal? The goal is to build upstream vanilla and hope that it boots. And then, so this region, so somewhere even the upstream code iterates. Did it not regions? Access, no? Is this upstream P3 disk reach? Does it build? It starts to build. Here's region ID. So that is upstream and not generic proper. Region ID. I thought they iterated. Was it not? I thought they somehow, was it not somewhere? Because I don't know which region we get without all this multi-region infrastructure. Probably the first, I guess it's 0. It's probably then always region 0. Slightly wonder where. Probe. Fill 0 bits. Max disks. Def index. Bounds. Where is the freaking region in this original? Here is this def index disk max? No, these are just disks. Where's the freaking region index? Where is it coming from? Not instantly clear as it was coming from before. Maybe it's not used and initialized to 0 in the upstream driver. So this is with the multi-region index. Okay, it's not as simple because so the modified driver encodes the region index in the minor number of the disk driver. So yeah, here they load, here they, in probe, so by whoever modified driver iterates all the regions and copies the region flags. So I think this is just a static field. I'm not really sure wherever that is coming from. Yeah, and then it tests here this accessible regions, so somehow. So the upstream kernel code expects that there's only one region anyway. So what did I do here? Is it off currently? Whatever region we get now, if we're lucky, maybe without this region flags, maybe the hypervisor only gives us the OtherOS one, I don't know. DevDuck region index, so there's multiple regions. So the original OtherOS has only one region for the, but I mean, the hypervisor is maintaining multiple storage regions. Just that the original Sony code only gave one, and so this OtherOS code running like GameOS with all access rights, then you also get all regions. That is why this patch is patching that in. Did we generate the ISO? Maybe not. It's better to do that. I only update the stage file in case there are... Were there more drivers in? Maybe not, I forgot. Did we... Oh, maybe what was superfluous, I just thought if our kernel has other exported symbols like this stop multi-queue stuff. Yeah, theoretically I should network boot the PS3 by the way, which should work with Petit Boot. Yeah, but basically what's not maintained and tested is broken, right? Bitrot is everywhere, and in case the Linux kernel is ever changing APIs. Bitrot is rather fast. So this should be upstream. System's going down, nothing yet. Oh, we have something. Yay! So now we have, of course, only one storage region as PS3DA. PS3DA. The question is that what do we even have here? Wait, is there an... There's an oops already. In BPF proc alloc no state. Wonderful. So the kernel is oopsing in BPF proc alloc. So why is... So this is the stack call trace is read from kernel init. Do one init call. PTP classifier init. So 2023 you get an oops in. You get everything else to work, but maybe it needs more memory and PS3 doesn't. I mean, this is a DECR 1400, so it has a little bit more memory than you playing along at home. So what storage did we get? Disk type PS3DA. So we got I don't think this is the... This is somehow the raw disk with all its partitions. What disk do I even have in there? So it's 476 gigabytes. What the heck disk have I in there? Do I have a... So what is strange is I get P3. It's behaving a little bit strange now. I mean, it boots and stuff. So the thing is, I probably also shouldn't ship it like this. Because now you can ruin your PS3 quickly if you clobber that. Because we get P3DA4 as this Linux partition with partition. So yeah, it does work, but that is not the most usable. Yeah. So what should we do? So I need more time to... How much free memory do we have, by the way? 369 megabyte free, 103 use. And yes, I know you don't see this. Does this stuff log which storage it has? PS3 disk. Does it say something like Samsung SSD? Yeah, so that is probably half a terabyte. Samsung SSD 860 Pro. I mean, so at least we know this BPF oops aside, so that state works. Maybe I should actually commit this as reference. And then I could now, like, if you shall subscribe Patreon, I'm not baking. I mean, I'm only losing money, right? This $50 here of YouTube AdSense and $100 there of Patreon, which is, by the way, amazing. But like not working on our commercial software and satisfying our business customers' needs, like spending here 1 hour a day or 2 on my tiny little Linux version is like I'm not making money by begging here for a little bit donations, right? But this time is just, the stuff is just so time consuming to figure out what changed now upstream and broke now again. So yeah. With this ISO, like if I rsync it, you need to be really careful not to clobber all your firmware, right? So maybe I should actually, there kind of should be no warranties, and if you sure you purchase other OS firmware and stuff, you're on your own, right? That should be logical. But so yeah, this is a much smaller, so this also restores MQ block stop, which apparently then works. So the bug must be in some other way, shape or form. Okay, this is completely without the P3 storage multiple region patch. Which of course is not the most usable, which is also why the other OS original Hector, Martin and friends and family, and who knows, even not Kevin Mitnick, but Georg Hotzer, P3, George Hotz, pronounce his name so slowly. So yeah, I need to restore at least some of this stuff. And then maybe the problem is that the modifications are so severe and something breaks. The problem is I don't know what of this stuff breaks now without any output. That is a little bit difficult to find out. So we somehow need to distill this patch down a bit. Where is this region index? Okay, region index equals A. Yeah, I mean, this takes another hour or 2. So basically reworking this, that this driver only registers one reason and the most minimal changes of all this P3 storage stuff. I mean, this patch is not even that big. What did I diff right now? Oh, this is already the reduced patch for that. What was in this flex even? So this comes from so basically the best thing would be, but I don't have really time for that tonight and not tomorrow, and so this region flex are anyway 0 except the first one, slightly wonder. This region flex probably means something. I mean, maybe it's documented on the P3 dev wiki, if that still exists. It could be something as accessing. Oh wait, we don't patch it in though. So then it should be 0 right now. Yeah, that this locks up instantly is really worst case. That's really not fun. Yeah, the only constant is change and regressions, and I'm not a fan of this in the Linux kernel. It wasted so many hours of my life already for no good reasons, for minimal cleanup reasons, for syntactical sugar, for... Yeah, maybe first just... I should probably try first factoring, but yeah, next week. Yeah, share, like, subscribe, that's it for today. At least we got... we confirmed it's not a low memory issue, it's not... It's happening on a 512 meg DCR. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, learned something, whatever that is. Maybe that you shouldn't weekly or daily change your kernel APIs. Don't forget, share, subscribe, maybe some super chat and stuff. And have a good day night, and see you next time for all the PS3 fix up to come. The good thing is I have so many PS3s now, I can even continue at home. How many PS3s do I even have? Only 3. I have only I'm fine. I have only 3 PS3s. Anyway,